So the problem has now been fixed. We had to completely re-download these demos, but we're about to get started here on Dust 2. And let's just actually get that switched over and get the audio turned on. Actually, let's switch back off that. And settings here.
Ooh.
Here we are. We have fixed the mic settings, and we're about to get started. We see a T-side start for Mortality. I believe this is their map pick. Or, kind of hard to tell who did what map pick, as really Dust 2 is so even, either side is really viable, and it comes down to playstyle. But usually you see like a one-round win over towards the T side. That's kind of how the map has tended to go in the past. That was a good start right there. Shinobi not getting hit that bad and taking down a. You see FGB playing around, but Devil Walk flanking around him, but FGB seems to be cued in on this and is going to take him down with that pistol. There's not really that many powerful pistols on either side. I think that was maybe a P250 going down there on XP3. But Anger's just playing a really good play here on this USP. No longer does he have time to take this down, so he's going to have to try to save his armor. Which is a good play, as the armor is something for the next round.
Terrorists win.
So that Doppler runs away. FGB also making it away with his save of armor, but on the better side of the deal as he won the round. We're already seeing an odd buy here where we see a scout round 2 after a loss, which can be quite worthwhile if the other team doesn't have armor, but the other team has the armor. So we really have to go for the headshot here. And, you know, both sides are going for it, and both sides have the armor. Half the team on Mythic side has armor. And this is already starting to look like a solid start here for Mortality, and that boost just got countered by another boost. I'm ready to see that cat is just really powerful. 2 great shots by Alexa right there. Valley's just sticking right here on this B push, even though they don't have any idea that there's actually 4 people there. Now the rotate seems to be coming out. It's probably a little bit late here. They should have. Oh, take that back as Whitmer gets 1. He almost gets 2, but there's the scout paying off, and that's the purchase that they really needed to have pay off. Is it's really the only thing they really bought. Devil Walk still holding a rather powerful gun dropped by Shinobi. He's going to come right here and gets hit by Sick, but not being able to be taken down by Sick. Vice is able to take him out. Vice going to have a 2v1 right here. Nobody on the other team has anything past the... Oh, wait, now they do. Anchor just picked up the machine gun. Mythic is... Mythic. Pith. Going for the jump scout. And now there's an AK on Anger. This is a dangerous play. And Anger's actually able to make the better of that engagement with his extra health and takes down Vice. But they did get the plant, which is a big deal for their economic standing. As we're going to be seeing an eco, but it's not going to be 2 ecos. And that is round 1 going one way and round 2 going the other. And that is kind of how Dust 2 works. You can expect to see a lot of back and forth on this with these 2 sides facing off, as both of them are pretty much top teams in their field. Mythic, I want to say, is the roster of Luminosity, maybe? because Luminosity's Keat stars, they weren't always Keat stars because it's impossible to face yourself, and Luminosity has faced Keat stars in the past. They have a really cool lineup, including Devil Walk, who was, I think, the coach for Fnatic for a while, or whatever you want to call that role. And it looks like the plant's going to come in from Shinobi, but, you know, they're really able to hold off this push. And nobody's going down on the CT side. You see the guy on the back. And there goes Shinobi. Oh, FGP with a good pop right there. He's going to go down. That's going to be another round here for Mythic. Let's see if Mortality can now retaliate with their full buy. The round 4 full buy is always something you need to look out for. So that's usually when the teams are actually going to be facing off same tier of guns. And we are going to be seeing that. We're going to even see the op on Whitmer without the armor. Instead of favoring to go with op, because he is one of the greatest oppers in this this league here. And you really get him going. I think it was not even a couple matches ago that people were questioning how does he do it. Like, his Cash plays rather good, and we're going to be seeing a match of Cash later in this best of 2. Let's look over here. So you're kind of seeing like a good spread from the T side, taking massive control of like this area, leaving about a 50-50 split on the map, which is really good. Actually, Vice taking basically up into here, but this being kind of contested area. With that that op shot, I think, onto there. Oh, and Whitmer getting another one. Whitmer getting 2 amazing shots. Really opens up these sites and gains the control of all of mid if they decide to take it. And Devil Walk's able to take down Shinobi, but is easily traded out by Sick. Now that leaves just the players on A, and they're going to probably put this into a save as they cannot retake this on the 2v4. FGP deciding to plant in the fire thrown by Sick. Doesn't hurt him too bad, and it does look like we are going to be seeing a save. Really, the big difference here is the showing of the top players, as Sick is kind of up there with these two. And it's a really close fragging game, and the frags would be even closer if these two weren't saving. But if you look here, Anger is actually has not been killed somehow. Oh yeah, because he did save on the pistol round, and he did manage to save this round again. Man is a tank right there, making it through multiple rounds without dying. Let's look at the graphs here, as we're going to be kind of seeing total kills. You know, we're seeing good kill, other than on Shinobi, who's still rocking a 0-4 as of right now. But he's been opening up things that he really needs to, and he's planted the bomb on that one key bomb plant round. And if you notice here, Mortality's gained an amazing amount of control, as these two have pushed up the cat, which gave them right here, but didn't give them here. And that has allowed Whitmer to set up right here on this peak in case anyone decides to drop into his left side. Oh, but actually XP3 is going to get the better of that engagement, and we see this boost in mid, which might be able to catch out Shinobi if it's lucky. Shinobi heard it. Heard it drop. Oh, but he goes down. Shinobi's just not been able to hit his shots so far in this game, and that could be tragic for Mortality if they keep that up. Oh, forgot to turn off Skype. That's a big deal. That's a serious mess up. You know, rookie mistake after the comeback. But that is a round for Mythic. And so far, Mortality hasn't been able to string anything big together. The question is, are they gonna take another loss here and go for a pistol save? And that's gonna look like a yes, and they're gonna have to hope for 2 rounds to go their way somewhere along here, so they can start to turn this into something bigger for them. Really, we've seen a lot of mixed play from Mortality on Dust, and this, I think, has to have been their pick, and it can go grand. Anger's gonna maybe get something big here. Actually, FTG's gonna go down. We weren't able to get that off in the hands of, we're able to get the op down, but it's not gonna end up getting picked up. Anger's actually able to get that. And is he still not? He's still rocking 0 deaths. He's 7-0. This is the kind of amazing play you expect from players who are just on the brink of that perfection. And he's just rocking. He's finding the good corners, saving when he needs to. And I think, how does he only have $3,000? When you don't die, you should have more money than that. I'm confused. Mortality is up on another buy. Oddly enough, as this is a recast, we see the new skins of the player's guns, as these stickers were not released by the time this match went out. Oh, FGB's gonna go down to double walk, and double walk's gonna just rush it back as he got hit for all but 19. This is gonna be a mid push here from this player. Sick is up here in the mid. He's about to push out, but he's gonna push right into a site that's looking right at him. No, he's actually gonna hold still. He's gonna hold steady and wait for the other rotate to come in. Shinobi able to take one down, and Sick is now able to take another one. Double walk able to trade out Shinobi though. Shinobi not rocking that many kills as he's just kind of been targeted this game, as these shots have been hitting him. And he's not been able to do the same. Finally able to get a kill here into the 7th round, but still not a round without a death. And Vice is going to go down, and actually that leaves Sick alone and hoping to win this. And he's running into tunnel, which is good for him, except it's not, as the defuse has already come down. And that's going to be another round here for Mythic. I think starting off really solidly on the CT side, as Mortality's had a little bit of trouble. But you know, you can always see a comeback here. It really just takes a little bit of a warm up for the bottom players to really switch things around. And Anger has finally gotten his first tap. This is going to be huge, as XP3 got an amazing kill with the op. For a second, he got Whitmer. Got a third, but then Sick's going to say no. I'm going to take him down. Shinobi, Deagle in hand. 2 Deagles and a dream. Trying to get this round to work. And he's going to go down as well. That is the 6th round here for Mythic, as we usually see a weaker T-side here for Mortality, as they are really good at that CT hold. And with maps like Cash coming up, I would think that they're whoever pick the pick of sides on Cash is what matters. And if Mortality picked Cash, I'm going to be kind of confused, because it's kind of getting a lot. The best of 3. FGB is going to go down to XP3. That is a mouthful right there. Players are just going down left and right. Hard to keep track. Shinobi actually able to get 2 kills and kind of flip-flop what's happened in the earlier game. And now that's what I was starting to say, is you can start to see these real comebacks if the players can start hitting their shots. Like Shinobi getting a 3K, picking it up on Whitmer. Anger is going to come here. Anger has been a big fragger this whole game. He's going to get one. Whitmer's alone. So backup Vice going to be coming in from the tunnel. But one. And Vice is able to hit one, but not the other. And that's 7 rounds here for Mythic. Something that you wouldn't expect with these low numbers on the other side. It's still anyone's game, though, as he approach round 10. We're still not able to see an op on Whitmer all the time. And that's actually going to mean that Shinobi's going to pick up the op. Something we used to see played rarely before the pickup of Whitmer. But we haven't seen it since. And that's it. Oh, that was what it was. It was Shinobi trying to get the peak mid, and then he goes and throws it to Whitmer to try to get something into his hands. As he has fragged equally to Shinobi, but not as explosively as Shinobi did on the last round. And this is looking like a solid B hit. Not taking as much control over the map, but Whitmer taking the pace. And Devilwalk is not spotted, and he's going to be able to take down 2. Shinobi picks up the op. 6 able to take down another. Actually, no, Shinobi with the op picks up that kill that Sick was looking like he was going to grab. And now it's the take, and there's an op in this corner. Ooh, wow, an amazing spray through the smoke to get Shinobi down. There goes the op. And it's just a confusing hole on all sides. Sick able to get 1, Sick able to get 2. No, actually, that was Sick able to get 1, and then Vice picked it up as Sick goes down. I completely mistook that. I was thinking, how did Sick do that? It's insane. Because he had, like, no health after that original push. And what we're going to be seeing here is a normal buy with the exception of the Galil, as the op goes to Whitmer, and Whitmer is going to hope. He misses the shot, but you know, it's really hard to make these peaks down mid and actually hit them. And this is something that we've seen a lot from this Mythic side of just pushing up into this B tunnel and getting a lot of information that Mortality just can't afford to trade out. Information is key, and Shinobi is about to get picked up by Devilwalk here. As I said, Whitmer able to get a trade, though, onto XP3. Devilwalk, I think, has his profile picture being a picture of a Fnatic jersey, so I think I am correct that he was originally, like, their coach. If I know my lore. I'm confused. Why does Anger only have a 5-7? What happened? We see a little bit of a graphics glitch right there. Is here. And Mythic taking 8th round. Things are not looking good for Mortality on this T side does too, and we really gotta hope that something changes here between their T and their CT side. Otherwise, this is going to be looking like a very solid 2-0 victory for Mythic. Well, like 2-0 as in, like, it could go 2-0. I don't know. The match has been paused, seemingly as a Fnatic style. We're losing, we need a plan play. I don't think anyone needed something. Yeah, that is in fact a call of a pause from the Mortality side, as they're going to try to pick something up in this and try to figure out how to change their style. If they had overview of the map, there would be so much if they had an overview of the map after every round to like see that, strategy in this game would change completely, because you would start to notice these common plays that we keep seeing. As I don't think Mortality has yet cued into the fact that they keep giving tunnels to Mythic. And tunnels is such an important play position, as really it's the only real way to push B, as the other way is through mid, and that's usually where the op is standing, as a sort of Gandalf-like gatekeeper, stopping you from passing. And this is going to be just a standardized cat rush. The op is actually playing a boost here, and you see the smoke come down as play is going to be quick as a 3K comes out. It'll be 4K right there from Pith. I have no idea how to pronounce that stuff. And really, if they grab something like 10 rounds here, Mythic is looking really solid for the next half. But you always have to remember, with any game, it can go both ways. Like, sometimes an amazing play like a Devil Walk making that landing off shot under Shinobi, those kind of plays happen from a team that just knows what they're going to be doing, and you never know when Mortality is going to flip that around. What they're doing for just he said, and that was a triple headshot spray by Lex there, and that's an impressive play. And Mortality's got to be hoping for these next 2 rounds. They have been unable to string together 2 rounds in a row, let alone like not like one and then like lose one then win one, because it was like 1-2-1, 5-1, 3, and if they get this one, they've got to be hoping to try to grab something like 5. Even though it's a 50-50 map, it really, the 50-50 has to include everyone 16-0ing, everyone doing that. Unless there's people who play good T-side and people who play good CT side on this map. And, with Mortality's playstyle, it's really that explosive T-side, I mean CT side that we've seen. Like Shinobi playing those aggressive door plays and stuff like that, that have really allowed them to shine on this map. The plant's gonna come in, and again, it's one of these plant positions where really only one player's gone down, and that's as the plant was going down across the map from the plant. XP3 trying to make this jump off thing work. And Anger is going to take one down, and XP3 is going to get one. But Wimmer is in the great position of having that op and making that flick. And the second. That is Whitmer at his finest right there. Peek him, he's going to get both of you. You just don't directly peek into Whitmer's op. Whitmer actually deciding to forego the helmet purchase for himself to go with the flashes and smokes. The purchase of the helmet would have been 300 and something, 350 I think, as he already had armor that was unscathed. I have no idea why the game doesn't let you purchase just a helmet after buying armor for the 350, even if you get hit during a round. As, you know, yeah, your armor, your Kevlar is hurt, but adding a helmet would still protect your head. So that's, you know, maybe because the button resets your armor 100%. I wonder how much the meta would change if they added a button that just bought you a helmet. Would that completely change pistol rounds, or would that be something that nobody really cared about? We're going to be seeing an odd push as they're already down a player, and they're rushing, and they're kind of pushing right into the hands of 3 CTs. And that's not going to pay off. Whitmer's going to go down right there. Nobody's going to pick the play. Actually, Whitmer does go down to the over here. Shinobi only 6 bullets in the magazine.
Counter-terrorists win.
And that's 11-4 here. for Mythic, and I have to think Mortality is hoping for an overtime here, as coming back 12 rounds on CT side is a rather large stretch. Hopefully we're going to be seeing a quick ready up here into the second half, as we do have another map tonight, and I think halfway through I'm going to give myself a G Fuel so I can keep going, and make sure this is as energetic as a cast that I can get. We are in fact going to see a quick ready up, and we already see a buy here of a that's a P2000 on Shinobi. Odd to see a pro play that, as the accuracy on the USPS is so devastating on these pistol rounds. And with all of these guys being the best at what they do, like one of the top 100 or 200 teams, you have to assume that their aim is going to be on point. I think Vice is about a 5.7 though. Yeah, 5.7 right here on Vice. But it's going to be that weird B tunnels to mid rush. Turns into a straight mid rush. And Shinobi picks up 2. And FGP is going to be able to get a lot out of this. There's 2 for him. And now it's just the P250 on XP3. This is 4 players. Whitmer actually staying and fighting this wall at 4 HP. Oh, and he's going to go down through the box. And Tech 9 on FGB now. So this is the risk of buying that first round Tech 9 if you're not going to go with a standardized rush tactic. You're going to give that to the CTs if you lose it. Vice is going to get hit once. It's going to be a mixture of sprays, and Sick is actually going to be able to hit that shot. Shinobi securing the MVP that round for getting those 2 kills. And he has come back nicely, getting 10 kills by round 16 after having 0 kills by round 7. It's quite a comeback right there. Now that they have the early buy, there's some sort of urban legend about pistol rounds that if you win both, you tend to win the game. And Mortality has just secured the second and the first. It's starting to look like we have a chance at the game here, as they're getting these anti-ecos and getting quite a lot out of them. Like that double spray Whitmer got with the MP7. Quite an impressive play, and now it's 11-6, and we're looking at another save here from Mythic, as they still need to try to get that full buy by round 4. That round is going to be the defining round of this game. Is this going to be where Mortality sinks or swims? That's the question you gotta ask. So many more fade bayonets on this Mortality side. I just noticed FGB has one. This has one. We decided to buy the Moss, a gun that is a little bit on the random side. I feel, as it has more of a machine gun feel to it than it does a rifle. But it worked, as he actually managed to kill one and take one almost down. As this rush is coming in from long, it doesn't look good for Mythic. Sick actually manages to spray down the guy behind the other guy, as he was very lit, and then pick out the gun and get the other one. This is going to be the buy that really matters. Are we going to be seeing the same sort of op play that we see on Whitmer from XP3? And are these AKs going to be able to take down the long-range M4s? We're still seeing a FAMAS on Shinobi, which might be a defining factor in this round massively. As we see 4 players stacked towards mid-1, a rush seems completely possible. Except the B tunnels have now been opened up This is a can of just absolute death here coming out of this T. And now the A side should get the call that it's going to be going to them as one player has only been spotted. But mid is still an open book. It's sick. Vice should notice the smoke coming down mid and try to grab positioning for it. As we are looking towards the mid play. And he gets one. And he gets two. That is the bomb down. And that is the play we needed to see, right? Keep making a play back. Walking in here, getting Vice. Actually, that's again another play from Pith. And FGB makes an amazing play there with the AK, holding really strong on that angle, and grabbing just two amazing kills from both angles. This is going to be another save round, and that's going to push it towards 11-9. And if you look at it, it's going to be 5 rounds in a row before they even got one round, and that's going to put Mortality into actually a great spot, as they only win like 3 in a row, 1 in a row, and 2 in a row to push this into overtime. As that's the numbers that we saw coming out from Mythic's CT side. But if they want to push this to a win, it's actually completely possible, starting out with these 5 wins in a row. But it could easily change. The wins of CSGO shift quickly. We're going to be seeing a long player and 4 people towards the mid and cat regions. That's going to be playing right here in CT, as he always does. Should be able to take down double one. It's going to be the call that it's going to be cat, and 6 is going to go down. But Wimmer's going to get 1. Right, he's going to go actually down to the Deagle of FGB. Also looks like he's going to go down. Deagle can't hit the second shot. FGB's going to get him, and Shinobi's going to come in for the double kill. And he's not going to be able to get up there, and Vice is going to secure the defuse for this CT side. 5 in a row, really solid comeback on this CT side, not letting the high score bother them.
Bomb has been defused.
They decide to stop the defuse to bring in the defuse kit 7 seconds into the defuse. It's those kind of plays that make you question, why? Right now we're looking at something like 437 viewers viewing this game instead of 3, which is odd. Usually you only see low numbers here. Usually it only tells you about the casters who were watching this at the time on the demo. Oh, Whitmer with an amazing op shot into a pit? Long? I think it's pit. I've had a Dust 2 related call out fart on my brain. In my brain. Mythic XP3 has the op waiting in pit, trying to see if they can catch Whitmer off guard. And it's going to be this A push again, and the CTs are not looking towards long. That smoke should tell them something's going down on the long area, but it actually does not. And they're able to really get some suppressing fire into these CTs. Mythic trying to grab this round as they really start coming back. Now it's the op on Shinobi is going to the op on XP3 is going to take down Shinobi, and that's the first round grabbed by Mythic on this T side. But we're going to be seeing another buy, I think, from Mortality, as they don't want to start to let a bunch of rounds in a row go. We're going to be seeing a double FAMAS M4 op setup. kind of a common force buy situation. And FGB's going to make the most of it, and so is Whitmer, as they take down the first two. That's going to move them away from the solid A push and more into this mid area. Mid is completely open to them, but it's really going to be the decision if they go B or A, and both sides look grim. Facing a mostly full health CT side, this is where they really needed to string something together in order to not have the same thing happen to them that happened to Mortality. XP3 doesn't even know about the guy on Goose. Guy on Goose being 7 or Sick. Sick is playing Goose, and we're going to be probably seeing this mid push. As look at these doors, right by doors. It's almost all hell. And there it goes. And Shinobi is gonna almost get sprayed down, but he's also almost gonna take down Lex with him. Wimmer able to take down the lit player. Anger is gonna push through right on top of Shinobi. Gonna go down. XP3 op in hand, ready to push this side. Able to take down Shinobi with his FAMAS, but not before he gets hit once. He's gonna peek mid and look right into Whitmer and not able to hit him. He's gonna pick up the AK though is the question, because he has 18 seconds and he needs to get this plant down. As he's gonna be pushed now from all sides. And he's gonna go down to Sick and FGB. Looking to get on that. I think they're gonna try to find the AKs and really try to make this into as much as they can, as they need to grab a lot more rounds in a row. Now the teams are kind of evening out on kills. Major players being XP3, Lex, Sick, and Whitmer. Shinobi's actually now one of the top frags for his team. Coming into round 23. Is this going to be a long game? I can tell you, as really I don't foresee Mortality losing this round, and that's one of the remaining combinations they really need in order to make something happen. They need a 2, they need a 3, they need a 1, and then that's another. If they get an extra on any of those, it's pretty big. It's a victory. He's going to go down and allow the T's to buy next round, even though I assume they would force anyway. A lot of the weirdest problem I've seen is a lot of defusing without kits on this the CT side, because they're forcing quite a bit. FGB has the money to buy the kit, clearly, as he has 10. He could buy 10 kits easily, but still doesn't. Shinobi as well, not rocking the head armor. Same with Sick. Shinobi and FGB deciding to forego kits completely, instead going for the full nade setup and the new outdoors. He really needs to get something going with his op, and he misses the shot and gets out of there as the smokes come down. Whitmer's on a challenge right here, as he's going to be able to take one down and light another one for almost 50. Sick is going to have to try to get into a position that he can actually make some plays, because he's been caught out too many times in these odd positions. He's going to get one. He's going to get almost 2. He's slowed them down. None of them peeking. He can get another one. And then there goes another one. Now it's just the op on XP3, and I told you, XP3 is going to need to make something happen. And he is not able to, as he's trying to trade for an AK and gets taken down. Shinobi able to pick up the op, and that is 12-12. A number I did not expect to see. And Mortality has now pushed the 3. They've gotten the 2 longest streaks out of the way they need in order to win this game in overtime. If they push it into a 4, then it's a 2 and a 1 to bring it down. We're going to be seeing an eco rush. We're going to be seeing one go down, but then Vice is able to take down another after the trade. And he's able to take down another Shinobi. Vice goes down first. Limmer's going to go down. We now see an op into the hands of the T's. Not exactly the weapon you want to have fall into your hands. As really you want one of those rifles or those machine guns. Not that we're seeing any machine guns. It's sort of like having the Nova. Nova's a really solid gun if you can play it right, but it's not the gun you want to push a sight. It's not the gun you want to make an amazing play. Actually, FGB just made an amazing play right there, taking down an op who probably should have been able to kill him there, but wasn't able to hit the shot. And now I think Shinobi might be going to recover that op. It seems, maybe? No, he's sitting back. It's just a P250 in a dream right here from XP3. And he does go down, and Shinobi does go to retrieve the op for Whitmer. And that is the 13. The round that they needed to win this in regulation. Like, to have a really good shot at winning it in regulation. As I'm expecting this round to maybe go to Mythic as some sort of consolation for the problems they've been going through. But really, Shinobi just spotted a lot of their strategy right there, and that's going to be a lot of pressure on the long, as we are seeing Devil Walk managing to take down Sick, but not a lot else. And Shinobi is about to maybe grab this kill. Oh no, actually, that's going to be another play that the T's get the better of the CTs, and we're not seeing a solid hold of the A site. We're actually seeing more towards mid, as Whitmer is stuck below. He's going to be able to maybe try to get a rotate in. He is going to make it before they push the issue. And really, the hope is that Whitmer is able to take something out. Oh, and he does. He pays off. He's going to go down. FUB is really low. Oh no, Vice. Vice is here.
Bomb has been planted.
Vice is able to almost put somebody down.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, decides to take the upper route there, and as I predicted, this round goes to the consolation round. Really, this is a round that dictates whether or not we're going to see an overtime, I feel. Because really, Mythic, if we see this round go to Mythic, which it totally looks like it's going to, we're probably going to see an overtime, as it's going to be 3 in a row for Mortality in order to take. But, you know, an eco round goes somebody's way almost every game in these pro brackets, and if this we're due for one. And Devil Walk is right inside that space, and he barely manages to get Whitmer before Whitmer decides to run. And he makes the betterment of the play, better play, and we're actually going to be seeing something, maybe a save from that. No, FUB is going to push it. Actually, I think he's trying to save here, and he doesn't have A site pretty much cleared up. That's actually 2 kills on key players there for Mortality. There's Devil Walk, FGB, and Vice takes another one. Really relaxed. The only thing here is Vice would have to drop the op for Whitmer if they're gonna play the op, and he is. He is playing the op, and we're gonna see the M4. We're gonna be seeing full M4 and the op. Low on nades. Not a lot of utility here. We only see 2 smoke grenades, one of which doesn't even pay off as Vice gets almost taken down by that op in mid. That op, dangerous to most. They've also already pushed the A long area. And we're seeing a possible over-rotate here from Mortality, as it seems to be more cat positioned and they're more long positioned. Actually, B is actually looking like the move they're making, as XP3 is going to come in here. We're just seeing a couple lurks in this area. So, really, what we see here is control on this area from this line is Mortality's control. And from this kind of triangle, we're seeing the control of the T side. FGB is holding the box again, and it's going to pay
win.
off, and they win the 14 round. And this is going to be a close one, through and through. This is going to be probably a force from Mythic in a hope, to make something happen, as they really need this round in order to really stand a chance. Without a plant here, this round dictates the end of the game. Plant, and they might be able to make a second force buy that could work out. That was an amazing grenade positioning that I haven't actually been seeing ever before, from Mythic players, as Cat has been heavily guarded by the CT side. Now we're seeing more standard play. Long is controlled. We see somebody on Goose. We see the two players playing B, grabbing different corners. And we are seeing a standardized Cat push with a lurk. This play is very... kind of gives more... That's an amazing shot on the Goose right here. And that should be the call to have these guys rotate in. Otherwise, you're really giving them the sight, and there's why, is it's really hard to get these angles out of control, but it doesn't matter. FGB, two amazing headshots, putting this back into a 3v3. We are seeing a lot of jumps, we are seeing a lot of corners played. Push the box, and Vice with an amazing play. Shinobi backing it up. That is, in fact, going to be their bomb defuse, as the music dictates that this is going to be theirs.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And the op is now in the CT's hands, and that plant gives the breath of life to Mythic in the hopes of taking this game, but really, based off of the buy we see here of wasted pistols, this CT side is not going to be stopped. Tech-9s in hand, hoping that the nades are able to take something into their side. XP3 standing here, looking like he's lining up a smoke in spawn, but in reality, no. A really standard mid push with a possible tunnel, like, added to it. Down, the CT spawn again. This play's gonna be much faster than anything we've really seen. Shinobi, Vice, Shinobi back down the wall. Vice almost takes another one down. FGB, maybe waiting. 6 grabbed another one. XP3, only man left. 3v1 at the hope, the dream of taking this to an overtime and not forcing at most a tie for Mythic. And Sick is going to take it. Mortality grabs game 1. Amazing play. Okay. Break.